Yo, Big! Where is Armanda? What are you doing?
Defeat.
Target acquired.
So you want to start playing support in Season 11, but you don't know who to play. Quarantine really got you fucked up, so now you desire a hot champion that does it all. So you click the support section, but you see all these champions are flawed both in appearance and gameplay. This guy is too squishy. This guy is too hard. This guy can't play like a big pussy. And this guy, well, yeah. So what do you do now? Well, look no further. I present to you the unarguably sexiest and most well-rounded champion, Gragas. Yes, Gragas was not an enchanter at birth, but through the font of life, Gragas found new meaning and became a buff giver. Enchanter Gragas is one of the most versatile champions in the game. He can heal, he can peel, he can tank, he can spank, he can even donate to the sperm bank. He can engage, he can disengage, he can even steal your wife when you engage. He is truly the jack of all trades. But try it, please buff him. Unlike other tanks who take Font of Life, you can choose your playstyle. You can either go in, or you can kite back throwing Qs to save your KDA. So at this point, you may be thinking, but if you were full AP Gragas, you would have one-shot the enemies in these clips. Well, listen up, person. It's not about if you can win. It's about how you win. Enchanter Gragas allows you to give your team the buffs needed for them to beat their opponents so that they can feel like they are a valuable member of the team, preventing them from killing them. Play Enchanter Gragas today. So for your runes, you can take whatever you feel like, but make sure to take the Font of Life so you can buff your teammates. This rune procs with all your spells except W. I recommend going Aftershock into hard CC melee supports like Nautilus and Leona, because if they hit you, you will get one shot without Aftershock. In any other matchup, you can take whatever you want, but if you don't know, just take Phase Rush. For your mythic item, take Imperial Mandate over Moonstone Renewer. Even though you are an enchanter, you must show your ADC that you ain't their bitch, and that you can still fend off enemies yourself when your ADC inevitably runs it in and calls for the sub gap. Your Q, E, and R all apply a mark that does some damage. When your allies hit the mark, you gain a movement speed boost, which feels really nice when combined with the next item, the Staff of Flowing Water. This item grants you and your ally movement speed and them AP whenever they auto attack a target you crowd control due to Font of Life. This movement speed is also the reason you get it before the next item, the Enchanter Staple, Ardent Sensor. This item gives you and your allies attack speed and some on-hit damage whenever you heal them. In reality, these items will barely affect the outcome of a team fight, but it's the feeling that matters. Just having these items will give your ADC a 10% more chance to go Super Smurf Gosu 1v9 mode in a team fight. Your last item really does not matter, and you most likely won't get to this point unless you stole a lot of kills. You can go Redemption for more healing, Morello Nomicon or Chemtech Purifier if you need heal cutting, Knight's Vow to be a knight, or Zhonya's if you have a 2-inch hard. If you're new to Gragas, this champion is actually not that hard. There are only 2 combos you really need to play Gragas. And as a former certified Bronze 2 terrorist, I will now teach you how to play this champ. So the first combo is where you W, then E and Q, and then auto them. With flash, it looks like this. If the target is close enough to you, you can EQ and then flash. So the next combo is where you W, E, and during your E, you mash your Q and R. So put together, it looks like this. With flash, it looks like this. With flash, it looks like this. But if they're close enough, you can start spamming those keys during your flash. During your E, I mean. Make sure to click them after your Q and R go off. Otherwise, it'll cause you to auto attack first and then use your abilities, giving them a larger window to escape. And yes, you do have to mash your Q key. As you can see from the years of playing Gragas, my Q key here has completely faded out of existence. During the laning phase, look to chuck a couple barrels at the enemy, which also heals your ADC a little bit if they auto attack the target. If the enemy ADC is a dumbass and clears a path for your body, make sure to fuck them. Once the enemies are low enough, just flash in there with your combo and kill the bitch. Don't be afraid to fuck up a play, as it's a team game, so it's not your fault. Also, shout out to Dr. Yuge for this perfect synergy on this play that was too dirty for even the hub.
Oh, we're too clean.
We're too clean, dude. You're too clean. We're too clean.
I think you're too clean.
Nah, you're too clean, Drew. Put wards down when you can so you don't get flamed. After laning, if you're impatient like me, you can constantly run at the enemies trying to kill them. Once again, if you bait your team to all die, it's not your fault as it's a team game. In team fights, you can either look for flanks to knock enemies back into your team to activate the buffs and or kill the enemy. Or you can stay by your carries and be their trusty magical bodyguard. Or you can do what I do, which is try and hit my abilities on as many people as possible. Most of the time, there's too much going on in a team fight and I have no fucking clue what's going on. But you bet your ass I'm gonna fucking E-flash on that 5-man clump. Then act like I planned everything all along as we win the fight. Also, don't forget to dance on your enemies for fun. In total, I played 10 games with this build across various skill levels, unintentionally feeding almost every game. With that said, I still won 4 out of 10 games, which is roughly 50% win rate. In conclusion, this build is pretty solid and will win you half the games no matter what, and you should give it a try. Also, come stop by my Twitch and watch me feed and complain about my teammates being mean to me. Bye.